How's it going? My name is James. I am a junior at the Air Force Academy, also known as a C2C. I wanted to make this video for potential applicants who are prior enlisted. Um, Me, I enlisted in 2013. Was a plumber. Went to Shepherd Air Force Base. They sent me to Korea as my first duty station and Fairchild, and then I got a slot to the prep school, which got me here to the academy. So now I am on track to become a second lieutenant in the Air Force 2021. So one more year. All right, but first I wanted to start off with why I came here in the first place. So, like many young airmen who join the military out of basic training, they got that very optimistic idea that, hey, I'll commission in about a year, get paid way more to do cooler things, maybe be a pilot. So that I was in the same boat. I had a brother who came to the academy and graduated 2012. He was a big influence on why I'm here. All right, so that's and I didn't have a degree, so if I wanted to do ROTC or OTS, I would still have to go to college. Um, the Air Force Academy is the premier Air Force commissioning program, so I thought, hey, shoot my shot, follow my footsteps of my brother. Uh, that's why I chose it. All right, some myths and some truths about prior enlisted cadets here at USAFA. Um, so prior enlisted, you have some experience. You're a little older. Um, Age isn't that big of a deal. I don't think so. It never comes up. Most of my friends are younger than me, and that's fine. I never think twice about it. It doesn't ever come up until they think about how old you are, and then you're like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty old. Thanks. But anyway, prior enlisted cadets here don't get treated better than anyone else. All right, you're what you have to understand is you are taking off your rank. Your senior airman. You're giving that away for a little bit, and you're taking this fake rank on of cadet, and you are starting over again. All right, sometimes this is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of cadets that are prior enlisted. Um, they tend to have a better idea of how things should run while things are run a different way. All right, that's just the truth of it. This isn't the Air Force, the big Air Force here, they call it. This is the academy. Things are a little different. Um, Cadets run things as much as they do. You have permanent party that is behind the scenes doing a lot of the things, but at, for the most part, cadets run a lot of the things that you see. And sometimes they don't want to hear what a prior enlisted cadet has to say, and that's just the truth of it. So yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. Um, but if you're gonna make it through here, you really do have to realize where you're at and change your mindset from where you're at in the Air Force, and you have to adapt to being here at the academy. That is my biggest word of advice. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of priors here. All right, I think that there are 50 slots allotted to prior enlisted cadets every year, and they don't all get filled. And our track record's pretty bad. I think it's about half of us get through the entire thing. I had friends that started with me at the prep school, and they're not here anymore. It's academics gets you, but I think for the prior enlisted cadets, I think that the biggest thing is realizing, whoa, this ain't the Air Force anymore. This is the academy. I don't like this, and they can't they can't accept that fact that they are on this route that will take 4 years, 5 if you include the prep school, to complete. And yeah, that's pretty crazy stuff to them. So anyway, keep that in mind. All right, here's my advice to potential applicants, Prior-Enlisted ones. All right, first off, your age. If you exceed the age of 23 coming into your freshman year, you're too late, dude. You missed the bus. Like, there is no way around that. You can turn 23 during your freshman year, but you cannot be 23 coming into your freshman year. And that applies for people at the prep school too. And they won't let you in if you're going to exceed that age. So that's just the way it is. So give yourself ample time. I have friends who are staff sergeants, they made it in here. Um, so you can do it. Just make sure that you keep this in mind. This is a long process to get in. All right. Second off is grades. So my grades sucked. I had a 2.7 in high school. I had to take college classes. What is it? Ashford University. I took 3 classes, and I had to prove that I could do well in classes. I didn't do a very good job in high school, and maybe a lot of my fellow enlisted folk, they didn't do well in high school. So anyway, regardless, all right, if your grades suck, you should still shoot your shot. Being prior enlisted, you have an advantage to getting into the academy. It's it's a big deal. It's a big deal if you're prior enlisted. Yeah. So shoot your shot. There's a chance that you might get in, even with, like in my case, I had a 2.7. Um, all right. So you have an ALO, which you've probably seen this in the lead packet. With air liaison officer, this guy or girl, they are going to, you're going to talk to them. There might be one in your region. I think you're assigned one. Um, you're going to be communicating back and forth with this guy. All right. They're going to give you advice. You're going to have to interview you. He's going to interview you. He or she will interview you, and they will also be one of the people that will say if you are a potential candidate. Um, so be nice to them, be professional. Um, and then the next process is your 1786. That's your form that you fill out, and you have to send up to your commander. So, like your fellow applicants who are coming straight out of high school, they need a congressional nomination. The form 1786 is your ticket. That's your nomination from your commander. So your commander does have to approve of you, and they have to actually state that you are of good character. You would make a great officer one day. So get on the good foot with your leadership, and that starts off with having a good work ethic, showing up on time, keeping up the standards, all your typical ABCs. All right, after that, going back to that, recommendation letters. You need 3 recommendation letters, and these can be from your supervisors, they can be from people in your leadership chain of command, teachers, people who can actually vouch for your character. So a lot of this, the rest of this is going to be very similar to your regular applicant. All right, so a lot of this is going to be very similar to direct applicants from high school. The rest of it is your CFA, which is your fitness assessment. But for you prior enlisted people, you are going to set this up at I did mine at the base gym. I got in contact with one of the staff members there, told them that I was applying for the academy. I got the CFA. There's a whole form you fill out for them. It's pretty easy, and it includes some very silly things like a basketball throw and a shuttle run, and that's all online at the admissions portal. They're gonna have all these packets on there. Yeah. So after that, you have your interviews, which it's like a job interview. So you need to have a resume, uh, along with all your things. You're gonna need some good old fashioned interview skills there. Bring a resume, build that up. Have your all your you know all the things that you can brag about. Be able to talk about yourself. You're selling yourself. Um, then there's also this DoD MERB, DoD DODMERB. It's just the medical exam. This does need to be done by medical professionals. Um, anyway, there's more as you go through the process that will pop up, and there will be a form and more instructions on that. Um, and then the final thing is essays. There will be a few essays. You write the essay, you turn it in, you be honest about that essay. Um, but yeah, so that's the process. All right, cool. All that being said, I hope that helps a little bit for your idea of how to get here if you want to be here. Um, the biggest first place you should start is the Air Force Academy portal. I'll leave a link in the description. That is where most of the checklist items will come up. Stay on top of this. It is time dependent, and there are a lot of things that you need to plan ahead to get in order to meet deadlines. Um, and might I say that the entire checklist and application process is the biggest factor for weeding out applicants. Um, Many people apply, but they don't finish the application process. So, with you being able to finish the entire process, that puts you ahead. And as a prior enlisted cadet, or a prior enlisted person, you will probably get a spot. All right. And I have to say, I have to push my little plug in for the prep school. All right. The prep school is the back door into the academy. All right. If you can get yourself into the prep school, you have probably a 99.9% chance of getting into the Air Force Academy. And you really have to mess up to not get that. In order to get into the prep school, I have to add this in there. Your form 1786 has a little checkbox where it says, if not directly accepted into the Air Force Academy, I want a spot at the prep school. Check that box. It's worth it. That's what I did. I saw 1 year of getting your base pay while you go to classes. The classes don't really count towards credits, but it gets you a slot here at the academy. So go for it. All right. Good luck in your process. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want. Anyway, good luck. Bye.